Alright, right now I'd like to invite Belinda Wee.
The Golden Goose.
Do I have your graduation sheet?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing this. There have been much exposure to the many famous Disney-fied folk tales, such as Cinderella, Rapunzel, Snow White, just to name a few.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Though it's banned in Malaysia.
Not anymore.
But not anymore. Did you know that these tales were collected, written, passed down from generation to generation by two famous German brothers, Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm? Originally, the folk tales by the Grimm brothers weren't intended for children, but rather adults, most of which are rather twisted and gruesome. Today, Belinda will be sharing one of their original famous folk tales titled The Golden Goose, written in 1812. Belinda Wee, The Golden Goose, Belinda Wee.
Before I start, may I have everyone gather around here? Sit outside. Here. The story for today is The Golden Goose. There was a man who had 3 sons. The youngest of whom was called Simpleton and was despised, laughed at, and neglected on every occasion. It happened one day that the eldest son wished to go into the forest to cut wood. Before he went, his mother gave him a delicious pancake and a glass of wine, that he might not suffer from hunger or thirst. When he came into the forest, a little grey old man met him and wished him good day, then said, "Give me a bit of cake out of your pocket and let me have a drink of your wine. I'm so hungry and thirsty." But the prudent youth answered, Give you one of my cake and my wine? I haven't got any. Be off with you." And leaving the little man standing there, he went off. Then he began to fell a tree. But he had not been at it long before he made a wrong stroke, and the hatchet hit him. And so he was obliged to go home and get it bound up. That was what came of the little grey man. Afterwards, the second son went into the wood, and the mother gave to him as to the oldest a pancake and a flask. The little old grey man met with this second son and begged for a little piece of cake and a drink of the wine. But the second son spoke out plainly, saying, "With what I give you, I lose myself, so be off with you." And leaving the little man standing there, he went off. The punishment followed. As he was chopping away at the tree, he hit himself on the leg so severely that he had to be carried home. Then said the simpleton, "Father, let me go for once into the forest to cut wood." And the father answered, "Your brothers have hurt themselves by so doing. Give it up. You understand nothing about cutting woods." But the simpleton went on begging so long that the father said at last, "Well, be off with you. You will only learn by experience." the mother gave him a cake. It was only made with water and baked in the ashes, and with a flask of sour beer. When he came into the forest, the little old grey man met him and greeted him, saying, "Give me a bit of your cake and a drink from your flask. I'm so hungry and thirsty." The simpleton answered, "I have only a flour and water cake and sour beer. But if that is good enough for you, let us sit down together and eat." Then they sat down, and as the simpleton took up his flour and water cake, it became rich pancake, and his sour beer became good wine. When they ate and drank, and afterwards the little man said, "As you have been such a kind heart, and share what you have so willingly, I will bestow upon you good luck. Yonder stands an old tree. Cut it down, and at its roots you will find something." And thereupon the little man took his departure. The simpleton went there and hewed away at the tree, and when it fell, he saw, sitting among the roots, a golden goose with feathers of pure gold. He lifted it out and took with him to an inn where he intended to stay the night. The landlord had 3 daughters. When they saw the goose, they were curious to know what kind of wonderful bird it was, and ended up by longing for one of its golden feathers. The oldest told him, "I will wait for a good opportunity, and then I will pull one of its feathers for myself." And so, when the simpleton was gone out, she seized this goose by its wing. But there, her finger and hand had to stay held fast. Soon after came the second sister, with the same idea of plucking one of the golden feathers for herself. But she scarcely had she touched her sister. Then she was also obliged to stay held fast. Lastly came the third sister, with the same intention, but the others screamed out, "Stay away! For heaven's sake, stay away!" But she did not see why she should stay away, and thought, "If they do so, why should not I?" and went towards them. But when she reached her sisters, there she stopped, hanging on with them, and so they had to stay all night. The next morning, the simpleton took the goose under his arm and went away, unmindful of the 3 girls that hung onto it. The 3 had always had to run after him, left and right, whenever and wherever his leg carried him. In the midst of the fields, they met with the parson, who, when he saw the procession, he said, "Shame on you girls, running after a young fellow through the fields like this." And forthwith he seized hold of the youngest but hand to drag her away, but hardly had he touched her when he was obliged to run after them himself. Not long after, the sexton came to save the pastor, but he too was caught on. Now, then they passed the field and met 2 peasants along the way. "Help us! Help us!" And the peasants were trying to help, and they too were stuck onto the sexton. Now, by and by they came to a town where a king reigned, who had only a daughter who was so serious that no one could make her laugh. Therefore the king had given out that whoever should make her laugh should have her in marriage. The simpleton, when he heard this, went with this goose and his hangers-on into the presence of the king's daughter. And as soon as he saw 7 people following, always one after the other, she burst out laughing and seemed as if she could never stop. And so the simpleton earned a right to her as his bride. However, the king did not like him to be his son-in-law and made an excuse that he should find someone to finish up the whole wine in the cellar. And then Simpleton thought of the grey man in the jungle and brought him back to the wine cellar, and he finished the whole wine in the cellar. And the king, not very pleased, again made an excuse for Simpleton to finish the whole mountain of bread. Again, Simpleton remembered the old grey man from the forest and brought him back and finished up the whole mountain of bread. Later, when the simpleton asked for his bride the third time, the king, however, found that no more excuse, and he said, and therefore he knew that he could no longer withhold his daughter. The marriage took place immediately, and at the death of the king, Simpleton possessed the kingdom and lived long and happily after.